Let's let James to throw first. Game on.
James Wade is a European Tour winner, and you just feel that Klaasen, it's something he has to shake off. It's a monkey he has to get off his back, and it will be very, very difficult to do so. James Wade, two-time European Tour winner. Hamburg last year, Gibraltar in 2014, and when you look at the players he's beaten this weekend, Robert Thornton himself, a World Grand Prix winner not so long ago, Gerwyn Price, who's had a terrific 6 months or so for him, and also Peter Wright, who's had the best ever start to a calendar year, 100. And the UK Open champion. So when you bear in mind the people that James Wade has seen off already, I'd have to give marginal favouritism to him.
100.
Yeah, Klaasen got past Daryl Gurney yesterday before escaping to victory against Jeffrey de Graaf this afternoon. And then in our first quarter-final, he defeated Kyle Anderson, and his performance levels have
41.
Crept up slightly, game on game. Jelle Klaasen. Not really seen his brilliant best, of which that is an example.
Yeah, clear example. But yeah, going back to that Jeffrey de Graaf match, missed match starts from de Graaf. He led 5-3, and he had a missed match start on double eight at 5-all as well. And Klaasen somehow just came back and dug himself out of a hole against the man we dubbed the boomerang boy yesterday. Comeback victories against Ricky Evans and Ian White for Jeffrey de Graaf. He was on the receiving end earlier on against Klaasen. Anyway, Klaasen in good shape here to break the Wade throw in the first leg. 44 points away.
83. They require 44.
Wade on a big finish if Klaasen slips up here, but it's the four tops the Motown finale, and double 20 is taken out. First time of asking, and Jelle Klaasen makes the perfect start.
So James Wade came through a quarter-final with Peter Wright in an impressive style.
21.
Didn't let it put him off that Peter Wright was a fan's favourite. And the last player to win on the European Tour, and the most proficient winner in darts this season, having picked up 5 titles already. Jelle Klaasen lands the second maximum score.
One meeting on the European circuit last year, it was at the European Open in Dusseldorf last 16. Klaasen won that one 6-3, but it was Wade who came out on top in their most recent encounter in the Premier League, winning that one by 7 legs to 3.
Yeah, that was in Rotterdam 54. As well, so Jelle Klaasen maybe with a little bit of a score to settle, having been beaten on his patch.
Yeah, home soil counted for very little that night.
He's looking likely to double his lead.
146.
15 dart hold will be enough to do that.
90.
Well, we talked yesterday, didn't we, about players who've won big tournaments, won European Tour titles, who've had a wobble along the way. You could look at Klaasen and say that was the wobble that he had when he played the Graaf earlier on. But Wade has had a much more routine passage. 3 legs dropped against both Thornton and Wright, 2 against Price. Klaasen here looking at a 2-0 lead.
Well, he missed the board completely. Going for the big 16 then.
Wasted dart.
Well, James Wade is going to take full advantage, I'm sure. Double top.
100.
Oh, just underneath, and Klaasen.
They only require 20.
They've just got away with a slip
in
there.
The second leg. Jelle Klaasen.
Errant first start on his previous visit off the board completely, but he, as you say, Chris, gets away with it anyway. And he holds for a 2-0 lead. And James Wade up against it from the word go.
There are 60. A lot of hardened fans of European Tour darts that would like to see Jelle Klaasen win the title. He's kept getting close.
96.
Often runs into Michael van Gerwen in irresistible form and then gets beaten before the final. But when he did make it to the final in the German Darts Championship at the end of last year, he was beaten 6-5 by Alan Norris and kind of snatched defeat from the jaws of victory in that match as well.
Yeah, he was absolutely crestfallen after that one. It was the day before his birthday as well. He just wasn't in the mood to do any celebrating whatsoever.
58.
I'll give him some credit as well. We're well aware of his well-publicised wrist injury. He's had to battle through the pain barrier, especially in these long days where you've got to go and win 4 games.
100.
Yep, it's an arduous battle if you want to go all the way on this final day.
100. James, you require 100.
Last 16 quarterfinals, semi-finals now, and the final itself later on this evening. Whitlock and MVG backstage just having a bit of a breather ahead of their semi-final, which follows this one straight away.
65.
Wade in good shape to get a leg on the board and halve the deficit, but Klaasen hoping to leave a decent
140.
out. That's
James,
not a
you
bad one.
require
He's now
96.
breathing down James Wade's neck.
Well,
56.
he's left himself tops, but
Jelle
Klaasen
107.
might fancy his chances here. Treble 19. Well, okay. He'll move to 16s instead, but James Wade will get an opportunity.
71. James, you require 40.
Hasn't been hitting tops too much, but often hitting double 10. Might have preferred to miss inside. Has now. Double 10.
30.
And this time, he does miss. And
Jelle
Klaasen
requires
for a
36.
double break and a 3-0 advantage.
And the double 18 debate continues. Is it his favourite double or not? Not on this occasion. Outside double 9 and
27.
inside he split it as well. James
James
Wade, a
requires
massive,
10.
massive get out of jail card here for him. Double 5. Well, that's a long way north of the wire.
James short in the third leg.
That,
James
though,
Wade for
is
play
much more
Jelle
like
to
it.
throw first.
And James Wade gets a leg on the board, but he could so easily have found himself 3-0 down there.
96.
Yeah, some adjustment James Wade had to make there. But it's funny how often you see that a player miss by a long way and then fire it straight in the target the following dart.
It's also unusual, not unusual, but with Klaasen there, when he was looking at treble 19, then treble 16 for tops, you
97.
almost expect him to take at least one treble out there in that sort of situation. He is normally quite ruthless in that sort of vantage point, and he's ruthless there.
180.
That's his third. The last time Jelle Klaasen won a title of any kind was September 2015.
100.
Beat the man we've just seen knocked out in a brilliant game against Michael van Gerwen, Raymond van Barneveld. James Wade. His
90.
last title was that European match play win last year against Dave Chisnell's. Reached 3 further finals since then, losing to Van Gerwen and Wright. Van Gerwen in the Grand Slam, the highest profile of the lot, and a World Series event rather.
60. Jelle require
And reached the final in
135.
February in one of the UK Open qualifiers, losing to Peter Wright. Now Klaasen,
95.
the reason he stayed with the treble 20, you see a lot of players go for the bullseye, but it's because he didn't need to take it, because James Wade is way back on 2-4-4.
Yeah, so Klaasen looking to re-establish this 2-leg cushion.
82.
So we'll just
Jelle
see
require
if he
40.
can finish it off here. Maybe a
He's
13
short
dart
of
leg, and it is a
full
13
play.
dart
Jelle
leg
Klaasen.
for Jelle Klaasen.
Fifth leg, James to throw first.
Well, whatever happens this
Game
weekend,
on.
it will do Klaasen's bank balance the world of good. He's guaranteed £6,000 for making the semi-finals here, 10,000 if he reaches the final, 25 if he goes on to lift the trophy itself. Not bad for a player who's picked up only £500 in prize money since Hildesheim last month,
85.
by way of a solitary second-round appearance on the Pro Tour in Milton Keynes in the Sixth Players' Championship. He beat Simon Stevenson 6-1.
93.
But then he had a 6-0 schooling by Barney. Richie Burnett beat him 6-0 as well that weekend. And Scott Taylor then beat him 6-1 in the 7th Players' Championship. So since Hildesheim, it's not been rosy in the Klaasen garden, but this
100.
is much more like it.
We keep mentioning Jelle's been injured, and you just wonder, Rob, those events you're talking about are played on the floor in front of no crowd. You just wonder, as he lands another maximum,
180.
Whether he thrives.
well, what kind of medicine adrenaline is providing when he's playing in front of a big crowd? 3,000 here.
100.
They'll be asking for the doors to be opened at the next Pro Tour event, which is no doubt not too far away.
140.
Well,
Let
James Wade
them
now.
flood in and come and watch.
James Wade now must be getting that sinking feeling, because Jelle Klaasen's left 88 after 9 darts. This would be for another break of throw.
100. Jelle require 88.
You can see what James Wade thought happened there. So, double 14.
He shows in the fifth leg, Jelle Klaasen.
And there's no stopping him at the moment.
Sixth leg, Jelle
Classy
to
from
throw
Klaasen.
first.
11
Game
dart break.
The leg he lost, he could so easily have won. Spot a bother here, though, that needs sorting
27.
out.
Reached the semi-finals in Hildesheim 3 weeks ago, the first European Tour event of the year. Lost
60.
to Michael van Gerwen. Will he meet MVG in the final? James Wade still hoping to put an end to that idea.
Just shaking the wrist there, was he?
41.
And Simon Whitlock will have something to say about that in our next semi-final as well. Good to see the Wizard back in a European Tour semi-final after some time away from that stage.
Yeah, almost 3 years, in fact.
Although he's been picking up title after title away from the stage.
100. $95.
Well, Wade has a good chance here to get himself into position to break back, but look at that, 1 from 6 on his doubles so far. That is something that needs to be rectified. Pretty sharpish here.
100.
Even if he does get into good positions, he's not making the most of them.
134.
Well, this is impressive stuff from Jelle Klaasen. And as you said, Rob, if James Wade can't improve what is usually the most reliable part of his game, and this could be
60.
over in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Klaasen's clawed his way back into this leg. I thought Wade looked almost a certainty to do so, but Klaasen once again just losing his way at the worst possible time. But he's down to a finish first, just about on his throw. It's a big one, but Wade here needs to stay straight and need to treble as well.
41.
And it's only 41.
Okay.
Okay,
156.
140 left. Klaasen won't be going this time.
47.
Once more.
But Wade
Change
needs
require
something
140.
to get himself going, and this could provide the tonic. Another one of those. Oh, it's just gone above.
100. You require 109.
Big moments here. And now Klaasen can't go out, so James Wade,
Sloppy first start, that.
yeah, he could turn the complexion of this tie.
Treble 19 would have left 52, but James Wade looking at tops, he's not been convincing at all on the doubles today. He needs double 10. It's normally his favourite. He's renowned for it, but he misses inside.
What is going on with James Wade? Can't buy a double.
Double 10 for Klaasen now.
30.
And he too, all of a sudden,
Change require 10.
losing his way. Was he shaking his wrist again there? Hard to tell, but Wade on double 5 can't afford to pass this one up. Marginally closer.
5.
And he's overcompensated there as well, so the agony goes on. It could be a 25 dart hold of throw here for Jelle Klaasen. He's split that anyway, so double 1 he wants.
No score.
And he's bust.
Well,
Change require 5.
this could end up being the most important leg of the match. James Wade to break
Game shows
in
the
26
sixth
darts.
James Wade.
And now if he can get
Seventh
it
leg,
together and
James to
hold,
throw first.
he's back
Game
within
on.
a leg.
And once again, the leg that Klaasen has lost is one that he perhaps, well, he definitely should have won that one. He had enough chances. But Wade is still hanging in there, fighting back at 4-2. Needs to do more, though.
Yeah, he's continued to
58.
miss doubles. It all started when Jelle Klaasen misfired, didn't it, down at the treble 19 and hit the big 7. And when's the last time you see
96.
James Wade with a 15% checkout success rate?
It's tucked inside the pen.
100.
Yep. $96.
Quite contrasting styles as well. James Wade is not a particularly slow player, but he certainly takes his time a little bit more than Jelle
140.
Klaasen does. He races up to the hockeys, throwing his dart as soon as his opponent's walking past him, isn't it, Jelle Klaasen?
Yeah.
139.
George is calling a 180. It's hanging in the air as Klaasen steps up. and throws his first dart. So Wade here, 203 minus these.
137.
Well, it was good use of the 25 to leave the
170.
finish there from Jelle Klaasen. And it's given him the opportunity to take out the biggest of them all.
145.
And he
Danger
starts at
requires
bullseye.
66.
2 darts for James Wade. He's usually needed more than that in this match. And again,
54.
he's relying on Jelle Klaasen
Danger
missing.
required
This
25.
is very, very uncharacteristic from James Wade. Double 8 for Klaasen. He's not been
He
too
shows
convincing
in
of
the
late,
seventh
but he
leg.
finds
Jelle
double 8
Klaasen.
first time around. And the
Hey,
nightmare of that
Miguel,
6th
throw
leg for
first.
Jelle
Game
Klaasen has been put firmly behind him now. He regains the initiative. He's 5-2 up. He's throwing first here as well,
55.
but he's kicked off with only 55. Well, Wade needs to win 4 on the spin. And in this match, he's not been able to win more than 1 on the spin. That's the problem that he finds himself
97.
in now here.
Well, last Saturday, Daryl Gurney was the highest ranked PDC player without a Pro Tour title.
140.
He ended that. Passed on the mantle to Joe Cullen, who on Sunday ended that. We're coming to this tournament, Jelle Klaasen is the highest ranked player without a European Tour title.
140.
Motivated darts players at the moment.
Yeah, just looking to pass on the book, aren't they?
136.
And he's 1 leg from the final and a meeting with either.
Beautiful setup, that, by the way.
Yeah, it was. And it's a meeting with either Van Gerwen or Simon Whitlock. Well, he had a dart at the bullseye for a 170 in the previous leg. It mattered not in the end.
Danger required 170.
Is he going to win it in sensational style?
Well, we've seen some big checkouts this weekend. We won't see the 170 from Jelle Klaasen here. James Wade would love to take out the
Danger
164.
required 164.
And not only would he love to, he has to. Otherwise, he could well be out of the tournament. Here we go, James Wade looking at treble 18. And that just about sums up his night so far as far as this semi-final is concerned.
Danger requires 74.
Well, he's at the end of the road for the man who's a mechanic away from the dartboard.
64.
Not quite yet.
Danger required 40.
Just a glimmer of hope for James Wade fans here,
He shot in the A flag.
because he has
James Wade.
pulled a rabbit out of the hat there. 5-3 to score. And once again, the
Ninth
leg
leg
he's won
James to throw first.
is one that
Game
perhaps he shouldn't have. And Klaasen will be just a little bit frustrated that he's still involved in a match here. Should be speaking to Elmar Polka by now for me. But instead he's involved in the 9th leg of this
100.
match. And Wade is throwing first in it as well.
You just feel that if James Wade can get it together somehow, it's possible, isn't it? And it's always
100.
possible. But Jelle Klaasen's missing as well. Not as much as James Wade, but he's giving him chances.
Yeah. Doesn't like that one bit.
41.
Well, it seemed a little stubborn to stay there after the first start.
85.
Geeing himself up before approaching the hockey this time. Okay.
$100.
Just a ton. Just stepping over to the left-hand side, there's lots of room, and there's still lots of room for one more here. This will really do some damage.
140.
Well, a ton 40 just leaves him outside a finish.
He's still hanging on in there, James Wade.
100.
This is on his throw, and he may be forced into taking out 160 to stay alive in this match and in this tournament.
140.
Just look what that has left as well for Jelle Klaasen. We had the double 18 debate earlier on about whether it was his favoured finish to any leg, but James Wade, well, that was the chance.
140.
That was the chance, you
Required
feel.
36.
And Jelle Klaasen here looking at double 9 now for a place in the final of the German Darts Masters.
Shot.
And
the
I'm
match,
pretty
Jelle
sure
Klaasen.
Jelle Klaasen, as he celebrates, will be breathing a big, big sigh of relief.